guys. Welcome to my podcast, Real Talk with your girl, Lady D. Yes, I'm on at the spare of the moment, guys. I couldn't resist this. I got to come on and talk about this. This Joe Biden. I don't know what you want to call him, Sleepy Joe Biden or whatever. I mean, he's slick. I can't believe this article. I want to go ahead and read this article, guys, that I had seen where it says that he was telling the LG, let me make sure I got it right, the LGBTQ plus, because they got all these names, that they have his back, that he have his back. Now, we heard this before when Joe Biden has said that the blacks have he have their backs. So we want to make sure, we want to definitely make sure, we know what we're talking about. I see my girls in the house, Logical Speak. Let me go ahead and drop the link to see if she wanna come up. But this right here, guys, this is a little too much. Now we heard it before when Joe Biden has said that the blacks he always have our back. Okay, now all of a sudden, he want to go ahead and give this block party for I guess it's Pride Month this month in front of the White House and say that he have their backs. I mean, they know exactly how to just use us, guys. Come on, guys. When we gonna go ahead and we gonna wake up? It's time for us to wake up. I mean, they know they can't pull it with us anymore because they've been pulling this race card and all this other stuff, and we was falling for it every time it was voting time, but this generation right here, this generation is not going to play. Hey, like, how you doing? This generation right here, this
I'm great.
generation
How are you?
doing great. I mean, I cannot believe this article. I had to come online. Let's
Great.
say
How
I
are
couldn't
you?
pass this by. I
Yeah,
couldn't I couldn't
I
pass this
saw
by.
that.
Yes, where Joe Biden now, I'm gonna say allegedly, but this is according to this
hmm
article that I'm
Uh-huh.
going to go ahead and read, where he said to them that he have their back. Now, did he tell that to us?
Yeah, I did see the speech where he told the LGBTQ or whatever, the gay community, he has their back.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just can't believe that now they're gonna try to use discrimination now. First they was
Mm,
trying to go ahead and pull the race card. Now they doing this discrimination now. I mean, they know
right.
exactly what makes us move, what makes us tick. I mean, these people know
Right.
exactly. I mean, they study us.
Right. I mean, the election is coming up in 24.
Thank you.
So they got to get it going, girl. They got to get us ready. They got the LGBTQ team ready to vote for him. Which they were gonna vote for him anyway because they don't vote for Republicans.
Mhm.
You know, but
But
yeah,
this was too much. Let me go ahead and read this article because I just came online just to spare the moment because we
yeah,
have a show tonight at
yeah,
6:05.
yeah.
I want to go ahead and talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta because this right here last night, it was a
hmm
little too much. I mean, it was a lot. And we're going
Yeah.
to go ahead and we're going to talk about it. So, guys, make sure you come on and join our live tonight at 6:05 Central, where we're going to go ahead and break down Real Housewives of Atlanta. But this time, I had to come off my soapbox, okay?
Uh,
Oh my God, this right here is too much. Sometimes, you just got to laugh just to keep from crying.
yeah.
Oh my God, these people do too much.
Well, it's campaign season, honey.
But when we gonna wake up and stop letting these people use us like that? All they doing is just they sitting there saying they coming against the vision. They want
hmm
unity. How you saying that you want unity when you keep dividing us, you separating us right there? That's separation.
Absolutely.
I don't understand
Well,
it. But this generation is not gonna fall for it. Trust me.
he hasn't been favorable in the black community uh, during this particular presidency. So he's got to reach out to another community, and it's the gay community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just
Yeah.
hope that they don't fall for it because they've been riding us since the beginning, since we was
Right.
able to go to the ballot box. They've been
Right.
riding us with this race card. Now they see that we're not we are aware to all this stuff that is going on right now.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Well, I think the gay community pretty much always vote Democrat.
Mhm.
Um, very few of them that I can see would vote Republican. So I don't know why he's pandering to the gay community now. The
Wow.
trans community also. The trans, I guess he wants them to know
Well,
he had. Well, they already know that.
yeah, the LGBTQ. But let me go ahead and read this article right here, and I'm going to
Go
tell
ahead.
legend. And this right here comes from PBS News Hour, where it says that Biden hosts Pride Month celebration at the White House, voices LGBTQ plus
Ah,
support. So, in other words, he had a block party. He had a block party
right.
just for the LGBTQ
Oh
community.
boy, I tell
Oh
you,
my God. They know exactly how to pander our votes, just like you said. But right here it says
absolutely.
that President Joe Biden welcomed hundreds to the White House on Saturday for a delayed Pride Month celebration aimed at showing LGBTQ plus people that his administration has their back. Oh my God, when I saw this word right here, have their back, all they did was brought back memories. You hear me?
Yeah, yeah,
Do you think we're
yeah.
gonna fall for that okie dokie? Didn't he tell us that? I mean, he had everybody else back except ours. No, you rode on our back. You stepped on
Oh,
our back to get to the top. But when we needed you, you was nowhere to be found.
well, they used to say. Well, he used to say he has the black community's back. If you don't vote for him, you're not black. All that crap. But
Mhm.
his presidency has shown something different. I mean, by all the illegal immigration that he's pouring in, doing for them, and not really focusing on the black community, he has to pander to another community. So
Well,
it's the gay community.
let's talk about the immigration. All these people that he have brought in from the UK and all this, gave
Right.
them uh, all types of benefits, but yet we was in a pandemic. Our
Ah,
babies didn't have milk on the
right.
shelves where we had to get our milk transported from Russia. I mean, these kids was drinking milk coming from
Oh
Russia.
boy. Yep. And so many thousands of black Americans have been evicted homeless on the
Yeah.
street. So he cannot say he has the black communities back because he's shown that he don't. So now he's pandering to the LGBTQ. Well, I can't never get that out. TQ
It's
plus
LG.
people.
Let me see if I can get it right as well,
Now
okay?
he got
Because
they back.
it is every last, just about almost all the alphabets, okay?
Yeah,
LGBTQ plus, okay?
yeah, I'll get it at some point. It always comes out backwards.
Well, I had to write it down because there's so many. But
Ah,
this right here is entirely, this is too much.
well, I guess he won't be pandering to the black community this particular election season. He got a new community he's pandering to. Ah,
Wow. Wow.
yep.
This
Wow.
this this is entirely too much. When I saw this
Well,
right there, I just
usually
couldn't believe it because you. Mhm.
he usually gets about, they say, 88% of the black community out to vote. I
Okay.
wonder how much of the black community will he get out to vote for him this particular election in
I don't know.
24.
I don't
What
know
do you
because
think?
I've
What do
been
you
hearing a
think?
lot of people. I don't know. I don't know. I've been hearing a lot of people, they say they just sick and tired. They done had enough,
Yeah.
this time,
Uh,
they have to earn they got to earn them.
they got to earn
you
the
know?
vote. Well, he
Yeah.
feels like he's entitled to it. Like you said, if you
Oh,
don't vote for me, you're
you
not black.
have to make sure if
Ah,
I was if I was, was in charge of all this stuff right here, it had to come up with some type of contract. You got to sign this contract before I
yeah,
go to the ballot box because no way in the world I'm gonna keep allowing these people for years. I mean, years, allowing
right.
these people to take advantage of our votes. And then they use the race card.
Well, the
Oh my
so-called, I don't know if you remember, the black leaders did sit down and have a Zoom call with Biden, tried to get him to, you know,
God.
designate what he was going to do for the black community. But that was after he was elected. He said he wasn't doing nothing. He wasn't giving them nothing. You remember that?
Wow.
All the black leaders, Al
Wow.
Sharpton was on that panel. It was, I think it was 9 of them, all black
Mhm.
leaders, and they wanted Biden. This is after the election, after he's won this election. They wanted him to give them concrete um, information on what specifically he was going to do for the black community during his presidency. He said he wasn't
Mhm.
giving them nothing. He wasn't going to
He
guarantee
absolutely
them
out
nothing.
and said that,
Yes,
and we
that was
still ran to the ballot box?
well. This was after the election. After he
Oh,
won the election, they tried to pin him down. There was 9 of them, I think, on this Zoom panel because we were in the mix of the virus and the shutdown, so they couldn't sit around in the room. They were on a Zoom call with him, and it got
mhm.
leaked. And he told all 9 of those so-called black leaders. I know it was Al Sharpton was one of them. Um, a couple of other prominent black people in the, black leaders. He told them all he wasn't going to guarantee them nothing.
Wow.
Nothing.
That's
This is
that's
after he won the election.
that's messed up, but the thing about it, Lodge, when I saw, I think it was last year or the year before, when all those Ukrainians, was
Right,
jammed like sardines
right,
on this airplane coming down here to the
right,
United States, and these people made sure that they accommodated these people. These people had houses. These people had all types of benefits. I mean,
right. I
it
think
to
it was
me,
over a
it's
hundred
like
thousand, wasn't it?
it's 100. I think 150,000.
Right, right, right. I remember.
150,000 plus, since they want to put the plus on everything. Okay,
Yeah, yeah. You're right.
but when I saw that, to me, it was just like a slap on the face. When it's like we is a. I mean, when our term is gonna come, we already always front center to everything. But it looked like, when it's time to go and issue out, we the last ones we left behind. Make
Well,
it
he
make
doesn't have to. He doesn't have to pander for our vote. He's automatically going to get the black vote. He knows it.
yes, so he automatic
He
knows.
knows. He automatically knows. Black people are going to punch that Democratic presidential button for him. They've been doing it for the last 70 or 80 years.
Yes. And the thing
Yeah,
about it, got us food is when he went ahead and slide Kamala Lee Harrison in.
yeah. That was another pandering to the black community. I ain't gonna lie. I used to be a straight Democratic voter for
Well,
decades.
still is, but but like I said, I don't know about what I'm gonna do this year.
Well, the last couple of elections, I think
Mhm.
not Biden, Obama was the last time, his first election,
Okay.
not the second, the first election was the last time I voted straight Democrat.
Wow.
That was it
Wow.
for me,
I just
you
don't know
know.
what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do when 2004 comes. And the thing about it is, believe it or not, they text me wanting to know if I wanted to be a part of, this right here. Let me see if
Uh-huh.
I can find that. I should have said there now. But they text me in my community because I used to be heavily involved in the community.
Okay.
Want to be a part of, the Democratic thing, which I'm not gonna get too deep into it because, uh, that's
Yeah.
personal,
Right.
but I didn't even answer that, I
Hmm.
didn't answer because, like I said, what about us? And the thing about it is that they, when it comes to us, we got to be Pacific. We got to make sure we let them know when we say us, we talking about the black community.
Hmm.
We can't say, we talking about the minority. No, it doesn't work like that no more. We have to be Pacific. We got to say the black community. Them
When
not,
when will we do that, Lady
huh?
D? When
So,
will we
so
do that, Lady D?
we've been doing it. We've been screaming it, but it's like, it goes to deaf ears.
That's what I would like to know. When will the black community vote strictly for what's best in the best interest of the black community?
Mhm.
When will we do that?
I don't the only way that we could do that, like I said there and say we got to learn how to stop looking at these people as our savior because I don't
Absolutely.
trust none of 'em. I don't trust the, Democrats and I don't trust the Republicans.
Right. You can't trust
Like
either
I said,
one,
until we
either party.
yes, until we come together and we raise up our own.
I agree.
I don't know why we just can't figure it out. These people does not have our best interests.
Right. Yeah. For some reason or another, our so-called black leaders are not able to hold the Democratic Party's feet to the fire.
Mhm.
You know.
And the reason why is because, like I said, we look at these people as our savior. We thinking that these people got our best interest. Just because you come with this huge smile and saying what
Hmm.
you want to do, like I say, cheek and tongue will say anything.
Right.
Anybody can say anything, but action the one speak. Once
Right.
they get the seat, they pretty much just not gonna do nothing. I see my girl is in the house. She's saying, "Hello, Lady D and Logical Speak, country girl. How?"
Hello, country girl.
Yes. Are you
I
at work
know.
today? I know she is. She be grinding. Yeah.
Yeah.
What your
I
thoughts
know.
about it, Queenie? This is a lot. We just left behind. We the last to
Yeah.
everything.
I mean, he signed into order the protection for the Asian community, made it a crime to uh, do anything negative towards the Asian community. But
Mhm.
he's never signed a petition or a order to make it a crime against harming black people.
Don't understand
It's
why.
a crime to harm somebody in the Asian community now. You
And
know,
and
it's a
other
law.
communities as well. The Jays. Look when uh who was this guy, this basketball player? I can't think of his name when he even just post just a
Right.
post of a book. And I mean, they really put their foot on his neck
Oh yeah.
and he came out and supported those people. Like,
Right.
like we was the threat. You understand what I'm saying? What happened to freedom of speech? When we can't voice our opinion, how we feel, we choose to serve whoever we want. If we want to say we this, then we are this.
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
it's wrong for us to research our own history. What's the threat? What are you scared about?
I have no idea,
Mhm.
why the black community is such a threat to every other community. But there is no law against crimes against the black community. But he signed the order crimes against the Asian community. Uh, I don't know if it was this year or last year, but he signed that into law.
Oh, yeah, he did.
You know, but when will there be a law put in uh put in place to protect the black community? When?
When we put his feet or their feet
Oh, it's a hate crime. That's what it was. Hate crime law
we put their
against the Asian community.
but the thing about it is that a lot of people, we got a lot of sellouts. That's the
Yeah,
bottom line, because
right.
we can push this, but the thing about it is that you got to get people that is honest, people that see the vision, people that's ready to move forward. Long as we
Right.
got all these Uncle Toms, these people sitting there selling us out, then we're gonna stay stuck
Yeah.
until we raise up a Joshua generation. Because I
Yeah.
know that there is a Joshua out there that is ready
Yeah.
to sit there and get forward, move forward
Right.
right here. Uh, ch
Well,
uh, a
do
country girl
you
said,
think,
let me see
do
what she said.
you,
Country girl says, "Child, I don't believe nothing these folks says." Absolutely.
uh,
What you were saying?
do you think, the reason why there will never be or has not been a hate crime against the black community because it's a lot of black on black crime?
And it's also we talk against our own people.
Right. It's a lot of black on black crime in
Yeah,
here.
yeah, and we talk against our own people, just like with
Mhm.
reparation, we are the ones going out there saying that we are not ready for it. We are the ones saying, all this other stuff,
Yeah.
until we put their foot to the fire. We talk against
Right.
our own people. They see that we can't get along, we hate each other. Quite obvious,
Yeah.
they're gonna continue working overtime on us until we say the buck stops here. But we're not
Yeah.
gonna sit as long as we are comfortable behind the picket fence.
Yeah, you have a point because all of the other communities they stand solid, solid in solidarity with each other. The Asians stand solid with the Asian community. The Jewish community stands solid. The Black community do not stand solid and support the entire Black community. Because, like you said, many of us are saying, "Well, we don't need no reparations because we ain't gonna do nothing but blow the money." Yeah,
And most
you're right.
likely we probably will because want me to tell you something? Like I told you several times, we got to get that mind together. Our mind is jacked up.
Hmm.
We have to renew that mind until
Well,
we sit there and change this stinking mindset and come out of these grave clothes and leave these people stuff alone. Then we
uh
gonna be able to come out of Lodabar. That's what I call it, Lodabar.
right, you're a Black woman. You've been a businesswoman. You still are. If you have reparations, I think you would do something positive with it.
Of course. That's
Yeah,
why you think it came down on me. I'm
yeah,
not gonna sit there and tell you no lie. I was feeding over 250 people a month. I was
right.
feeding different towns, we had 18 wheelers come into my business. I mean, my business, I had another location where it was
Hmm.
like a storehouse where come in and
Hmm.
you any kind of food that you want or any kind of personal items. I mean, I'm not talking about, like no commodity stuff. I'm talking about stuff that you can go to Walmart, gain wash powder, Pampers, everything.
Right,
But the thing
right,
about it is that our people, they don't see the blessings, they so jealous figuring out how I can get what this person got instead of us coming together to, work together. Because like I say, when I'm blessed, you gonna be blessed. And if the
right.
most high God may have blessed it, you probably wouldn't have shared with nobody. But you
Hmm.
see, our people got to see it first in order to believe it. And the only way that we could see it, we got to sit there and come out of that slave mentality because we are
Right.
a bunch of crabs in a barrel because of
Absolutely.
how we was taught. You understand?
Right,
That generation
right.
curse, what it did was it trickled down
Yeah,
and we are the
yeah.
product of it. Country Girl says, "Remember those stimulus checks? How
Hmm.
many were spending and not putting it to good use?" And Country Girl, she been following me also from day one. She knows I talk about it
Hmm.
all the time, Queenie. I mean, Logic. I think
Hmm.
that when it came to those stimulus checks and those PP loans, the
Hmm.
reason why they didn't really do too much to the people that said there knowing that they didn't needed that money or they wasn't qualified to that money
Hmm.
because at the time when those PP loans, and this is the way that God has showed it to me because like I say, I am a true prophetess.
Hmm.
You know that the banks and all these loan companies, they were in debt. They was just almost close to just being non-exist. And
Hmm.
they know us. Like I say, they know our mind. They know what makes us think. So the best way to do it, and I'm saying allegedly, is to go ahead and get these PP loans, knowing that most people that's going to apply for it is in poor communities. You see what I'm saying? And what
Hmm.
they're going to do, they're going to take that money and they're going to give it back to the banks. They're going to give it back to the stores, and it's going to pull us out of debt. Do you see where
Hmm.
I'm coming with that?
Yeah, I do. I
Those
do.
PPP loans was just a test. Maybe it was a test to prepare us how we going to act with the reparation checks. Will we do the same way, take these PP loans and go buy clothes, hair, which we know that uh buying all that hair, that's a $1 trillion, $1.2 trillion company. We are the biggest consumers. These people, they know that we are the biggest consumers. So what we gonna do? We're gonna make the power that be more powerful than they ever been. And that's real
Wow.
talk.
Wow. 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 Yeah. I
You
don't
see it?
know. I'm not too abreast of the PPP loans. I know a lot of people got it supposedly to enhance their businesses. Some did, some didn't.
But some of them did goodbye. The ones
Yeah.
that apply for. If you got a business, yes, you deserve getting that money. But if you
Right.
don't have no business, then I think that, nowhere in the world that they should have went ahead and canceled that debt where they are not coming after these people.
Right.
If you don't have a LLC, then nowhere in the world that you should had had that checks.
Right.
That's how I look at it.
It should have been monitored and regulated that you had to have a active business and
Yeah,
shown where the money did directly go back to your business. And they didn't do that. You know,
because they knew that they was gonna take the money and put it back into them big
the
old
system.
corporation pockets,
Yeah.
in the system
Yeah.
pockets. Because like I said, the system is not broken. It's doing exactly what it's designed to do. They knew if they do those PP loans. That's just like with the reparation check. People say, okay, with the reparation check, we do what we want. But we also have to have a solution. If we don't have a solution, we're gonna have all these foreign people. We're gonna have all these people in our community building up shop. You're gonna wonder why these people is moving in our community. Why are they building up shops? Because they know that you're going to support them. And the thing about it is that the money is not going to go back into these poor communities. The money is going to go to their community.
Well,
But
that
you
should
don't
be
want
a
to look into
stipulation.
that.
That should be a stipulation to receive reparations that the money has to go back into the black community. It has to show. You have to have proof. I mean,
Hmm.
say for instance, they gave reparations of $3 million to each recipient. It has to be a situation where the money is used to benefit the black community.
And it just that's absolutely I totally believe that.
Right,
But the thing about it is that you got to watch that because you don't want our own people, you like I said there and say, trying to use us. So like I say, the best way to do it is to go ahead and, like you said, make sure it's going pouring back into the black community. That's
right,
the way. Because I don't see no other way. Because if not, we gonna just sit there and continue pretty much lose our mind because
right.
sometimes we are fooled with money.
Right. I mean, there should be even with the
All right,
PPP
friend.
loans, there should have been some stipulations on that. You get
Yeah.
this money, you better be able to prove that the money, the PPP loans, went into your business.
Hmm.
That should have been a stipulation to even apply for that money. You had to be able to prove that you had a beauty shop or a small store or whatever that money went in there, and they should have been it should have been a thing where they had to prove that that
That.
money was spent in those businesses. Same thing with reparations. If they're
Hmm.
going to give reparations to black people like they did to Japanese and everybody else, it should, because a lot of those people that got their reparations from, the country, they opened up restaurants and different businesses in their community. They built up their communities with that money. They didn't take that money and run to Asia with it,
Hmm.
you know. So if they're going to give black people reparations, they have to prove that that money that they're going to give them is going to benefit their community. You have to
That's
do
it.
something in the community and have proof.
That's it. Because we are very creative people.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
it, it's a feedback. Wait, let me see. Okay, I don't hear it no more. Yeah, we are very creative people. We
Right.
can come up with something. If you
Mhm.
like sewing, you say you like reading. Come up with
Right.
some kind. You know,
Uh,
business, dealing with the kids could come after school and, you
right.
know, read books, computers, and, stuff like that to help
Yeah.
them to sharpen their mind. If you like sewing, come up with a business. It's easy. I tell everybody, they say, oh, it's so hard to get a business. No, all it takes is a vision and $75. Do you hear what I'm
Right.
saying? All you have
Absolutely.
to do is come up with a vision, write the plan, and run with it to get
Yeah.
that in your name, it's no more than I know down here where we are, all you have to do is apply, to get the business in your name. Ain't nothing but like $75.
Right.
And if they giving you that PP loan, you got enough money to go ahead and invest to start your own business. It don't take much. All it
Yeah.
takes is a vision and a plan.
Yeah.
That's
If
it.
you apply for it, if they give it to you, you should have proof of what you're doing with it that's going
Yeah,
to
yeah.
benefit your community. In other words, if they gave you and I $3 million,
Mhm.
we're not going to take that money and go run to Hollywood and buy a home in a, let's say, all white community, or
Mhm.
put a business in an all white community. You have to show proof where you took the reparations and built up your community.
That's it. That's it.
Stay in your community, build up your community.
That's it. So what about, I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. What about if it just become like a voucher? Because if we take uh money, we're gonna go ahead and put it in the, cause places, where it shouldn't be. But if it's like a voucher, is to, if you planning on buying some property, it goes
Mhm.
to that. If you planning on buying, like stuff, supplies for your business, it goes towards that. What about something
Vouchers.
like that? Yes, instead of get, the money,
Mhm.
put it in a voucher. What about that? Or that's gonna be
That could
complicated
work.
as well.
Some kind of concrete proof. It could be in vouchers or could be receipts. Well,
Yeah.
Lady D, where did you disperse your money in
Mhm.
your community? Show proof. Or I, logic. What did you do with your reparations in your community? I would have to show proof of what I did with my
Wait,
reparations in my community.
yeah. Yes,
That's what
absolutely.
I
Because
think it
if
should
not,
be.
you're not gonna be able accountable for where the money is. And a lot of people probably get upset and they say, "Oh, what we do with our money is our business. We do whatever
Our
we want."
business.
It is true. You
Yeah.
do what you want to do, but still, all are sick and tired making people more powerful than what they already is. You
Right.
keep sitting there
Absolutely.
saying, "When is our turn? When we
Right.
gonna start back? Building like a Black Wall Street. Where we can have our own schools, our own banks, our own library. Have
Right.
every. And it's not that we saying division. It's just that, like I said, it's time for us to rise up.
It's
It's
time for
like
us to be
we don't.
accountable for our
Yeah,
own communities.
yes,
Right.
yes. Because to me, it's like we treat it like children. Like we need a babysitter.
Right. And maybe we do. Maybe we
That-
do because a lot of us don't really know how to spend money. Maybe we do.
Yeah,
But if I
absolutely.
was going to hand out some money, it would have to have something attached to it where you've proven what you've done to uplift and build up your community. You can't say, "Oh, I went to Utah in an all white community and open a store." No, you would have to do that in an all black community.
Mhm.
That's the way I would do it if I was going to be handing out reparations.
Yes, and like I said, that's the only way, and that's why I think they never really went ahead and gave us a reparation, because they know if we get the reparation, most likely we're gonna help our people to rise up, and that's one thing that they don't want us to do, is rise up, because we are the biggest consumers. We love to spend, we love to be flashy, and long as we have that mindset, it's we just gonna stay at the bottom, because all the rest of them, when they give them that reparation, they build up their own community and they have
Yeah,
no.
they do.
But when we
Italians,
come together, it's like it's a threat.
yeah.
Why?
Well, maybe the black community needs a little guidance because every other community takes money that they get or loans and build up their communities. The Italians do it, the Asians do it, the Irish do it. They build up restaurants and bars and gyms and whatever to build up their community. The little Italy, they don't have to go out of their community because they have everything in their community. And that's what black people have to be taught to do.
Yeah,
If you're
but
gonna get this money, you're gonna build up your own community.
the thing about it is that we did it. We did it before and we was doing great. I mean, what the things that I read, and not just only in with Black Wall Street. They had communities came together, all Black community in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Philadelphia.
Right, right.
Our people did come together, but every time we come together, they come and tear it down. Look what they
Tear it
did
down.
in Oklahoma. Look what they did in Philadelphia. Look what they
Yeah.
did with Black Wall Street. How they hate to see when we come together. And the question is why?
Well, you're correct. I think Chinatown burnt down and they build it right back up, you know.
Absolutely. More
And that's
bigger
what we
than
have to do. Tulsa,
mhm.
Oklahoma, Black Wall Street burnt down, have to build it back up. You
But what
can't
I
run.
think they do is, Lodge, I think that they use that fear tactic on us, and that's what keeping us at the bottom. That fear,
Uh-huh.
long as they can keep us divided, and long as
Hmm.
they can sit there and control our
Hmm.
moves, they're gonna continue keep rising to the
Hmm.
top because we love to spin, and that's business for them.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
mean, I think all the other cultures have loyalty to their particular culture.
God
Asian
help.
people are loyal to Asian culture. Black people are not loyal to black culture. I mean, as a group of people.
That
Hispanic
is
people are
so right.
loyal to the Hispanic culture. African people are loyal to their African culture. Black people are not loyal here in America to the black community.
My God, that's absolutely true. Look at Donald Trump. Donald Trump had got indicted
Hmm.
for 38 felony charges. 38 or 37 felony charges. And
Okay,
what did he do? The next day, he went back out there campaigning, and his people were still supporting him.
absolutely.
They didn't put no gag order, and he's on that podium right now is
Yeah,
dogging out the United States, dogging out the ones that prosecuted him.
Donald Trump is loyal to his culture. He's loyal to his people.
And they are loyal to him because I was listening to news right now on how they getting people out, to because it's people that's putting out so much stuff, what they're gonna do with when it comes to, if they come against Donald Trump. But like I say, Donald Trump, he have his followers, he have supporters. And you see, we can't stick together like that.
No,
I don't care what this man do, Donald Trump. He got some loyal
loyal
supporters,
followers. Yeah.
and they
And
going
that's
to
what we
do
have
him
to learn how
all
to
the
do.
way
Be
to the end.
loyal to the black community.
But I don't understand why they don't sit there and gag order him. Now look at this guy, Nature Boy. Nature Boy was charged for this, you know what? You see what I'm saying? This big aura. When
Hmm.
his wives came out and talk against what how they felt like they was not being treated right, they gagged ordered him. But now we got the former president that took documents that they know is facts, had it in his bathroom and his different places in his home, that this document could have been detrimented to the United States. But yet he still can go out there and speak whatever he want to speak about, talk about what he want to talk about,
And his people still follow him. Well, I
make
guess that, the difference between him and Nature Boy is 90% of the black community is not going to support what Nature Boy is doing.
Ricky Rice said people are lost, but it's just not just the community. Like I said, they use the fear tactics on us. It's the people that's in authority. It's the ones that putting that gag order, which we are the ones that's complaining to
Hmm.
tell them to do the gag order, but they taking it in and they gagging all using it against them. But
Yeah,
why
yeah.
they cannot say
Well, the
when
difference
it comes
between,
to
to me,
President Trump, why they can't
the
sit there
difference
and
between
say, "Hold
Trump.
on, hold on, hold on." Why they can't sit there and shut him up? Go ahead.
The difference between Trump's followers is they believe in what he has, his ideals for America.
Mhm.
His people believe in his America first mindset overall. His followers, Donald Trump's followers, those dedicated voters, the people that come out to his podiums and his speaking engagements, they believe in his ideals for America. Nature Boy, nobody, I mean, the majority of the people that look like Nature Boy do not believe in his ideals, his lifestyle of what he's got going on. They cannot support it.
But still of all right, let's
Mhm.
not say, with Nature Boy, any other Black supporters, any Black leaders that rise up, that have, wanna see their
Right.
people, we could use Minister Farrakhan, we could use a lot of leaders, even
Yeah.
Martin Luther King and,
Yeah.
Malcolm X, a lot of great leaders, the minute when they rise up, they take them out or they shut them down. Why
Yeah.
you don't see nobody sitting there, when other people sit there and they talk, nobody
Mhm.
shuts them down. But what they do with us, they use the fear tactics. Well, so in a
Yeah.
minute they come to us, they come directly to people that they know that's going to run their mouth, going to talk
Mhm.
and threaten them, then it shuts
Mhm.
the entire thing down. It doesn't make sense at all. This is what
Well,
Ricky Wright says. He says only in the West you can openly talk politics and religion and not be jailed for it. Retard us. We live in a called the West, where the people with the loudest voice and big platform, no education, and absolutely, other people they could sit there and they can talk. They can say whatever they want to say, but when it comes to the Black community, they will sit there, they will gag them in a minute, put that fear tactic.
yeah. Well, people, you mentioned Martin Luther King, and to me, I could be wrong. Martin Luther King was about equality and felt like integration was the best thing. Now, if Martin Luther King had been, to me, focused on the Black community, building and focused on doing what's right in the Black community, not integration, he wouldn't have had so much pushback.
Mhm.
You know, and that's the thing with these different other cultures. When they're fighting for their culture, they're fighting for their culture in their parameter. They're not trying to integrate into another culture.
Mhm.
Remember, they wanted integration into the white schools. They wanted the Black children to be bused into integration. The focus should have been on improving Black schools in their own area, their own community. The problem with Black people, they want to integrate,
Mhm.
and that's gonna always be a problem.
And I talked about it before, what, if, we said there, people, they don't want to, separate, everybody wants to be together. Then, so I
People
don't,
do not want to be together.
you don't think so?
No, no, no. But white people do not want integration in their communities. They want their communities to be white.
Absolutely. I definitely know that.
That's the problem. You know, if you are going to fight to build up your community, that's a wonderful thing. But when you want to fight to integrate another community or be included, then that's where the problem is. To
So
me,
you think that we messed up when we segregate, because you remember when
we
Martin
messed up when we integrated.
when we integrated. Yeah, that's what I
When we
meant.
integrated,
'Cause you remember when I think Martin Luther King had said that he think that, he had brought his people into a burning bush. It's not exact words, but
right? He knew
burning
towards
house.
the
Yeah.
end. He
Mhm.
knew towards the end that he had been focused on the wrong thing, integration, when he should have been focused on building up our community.
Mhm.
Remember, he said he felt like one day little black children would hold hands with little white children. It's
Yes.
never going to be that way. And accept it.
Mhm.
That was the problem. Why there was so much hatred towards Martin Luther King. The idea of integration instead
Mhm.
of building up his own community.
'Cause I
You know.
remember watching my mom's,
Mhm.
yearbook, in school, her school book.
Mhm. Mhm.
It was all blacks, it was, no whites, and, I mean, they was so happy, they was getting
Right.
along. I mean, it looked like, it was just a community. I mean, they
Right.
were happy, but the minute when, I guess, everybody wanted to integrate, that's where all the
That
problems.
there's the problem. I
Mhm,
think you remember the Montgomery bus strike where Rosa Parks was refused a seat on the bus. Um, she was supposed to give it up to a white person. At
mhm.
that particular time, there were black bus companies.
We had a lot of businesses, but
A
once
lot
all
of
that
black.
happened, we start segregating, then you don't even see no black businesses anymore.
Absolutely,
Be and
absolutely.
and then the thing about it is, like I said, even with restaurants, we was worrying about going to somebody else's restaurant but yet we
All we
was
had to do was build up our own.
we was working in the kitchen making the pies, because I
Right.
truly believe that all these restaurants, especially these big old franchises, and I don't think that they came up with all those recipes. You can't tell me they came
No,
up with those
no,
recipes, and I'm not gonna
no.
name them, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. Especially all those chicken companies there and all these
Hmm.
uh, you know, all this why we didn't never had a franchises like that, because like I said, we had the idea, but we didn't own the patent, and that's
We
where
will
our problem.
focus on integration
And then
instead of
we didn't
focus
own the
on
patent.
our own.
When you don't own the patent, trust me, they can come and take
Right.
steal gingerbread out sugar out of gingerbread if
I
you don't
mean,
own the patent.
Dr. Claude Anderson, he speaks about the fact that his family owned a bus company.
Mhm,
It was all black owned. I'm not exactly sure what state. I want to say North Carolina, but I'm not sure. And when integration and when black people were allowed to ride on the white buses and seat wherever, they didn't want to ride on the black buses.
mhm.
Those companies, his family's company, went bankrupt because
Wow,
everybody wanted to. All the black people wanted to get their behinds on the white buses,
and that's still like
and
it
that's
is
our
today,
problem.
and that's how it is today. You
Right,
know, we don't wanna, soon the minute we come to a little money, we don't wanna stay into our community and build. We wanna
right,
move into a all-white, community.
right, and
We
build there or buy there.
we all guilty because, we all guilty of it. But the thing about it, and the reason why is because they don't pour into those communities.
We don't pour into our own
Yeah,
community.
yes.
I was born in an all black community. I still live in an all black community. My mind ain't never told me I want to live in an all white community. Never, never have, never will.
But the thing about it, we don't support that community. You go in those communities, the crime rate is high, you know, uh, things is just look a flint, the water system, everything is just all jacked up.
That's
No
still, I
right.
mean, the water system is not our problem, but
Mhm,
the crime in our communities is our problem.
mhm,
We, as a community, do not teach our children right from wrong.
mhm,
I know people that know their kids are stealing cars, breaking in houses, selling drugs, and they support it.
mhm.
You know,
Well, the only way that this can stop, we just got to sit there and leave these people stuff alone, because the love of money is the root of all evil. And they know exactly what makes us move. Put a little cheese in the front, we'll tear each other down until
yeah.
we sit there and say enough is enough.
At some point, black people are going to have to learn how to love themselves first.
Yes, yes. And unity.
You know, I don't know if it'll ever happen.
I
Love
don't
self.
I don't know. I don't know I don't know if it's, like I said there and say it gonna have to take an act of God in order for something change to happen. Because
Yeah,
as you see right here, that we are moving, like I said, to this generation right here, and you know, it's not about black and white anymore. It's gonna be just like the beginning. We all are human beings, and that's the way that the Most High God has set it up. Whether we ready or not, it's just going to be everybody pretty much going to look like each other. We got people right now, they hate to even see themselves where they hide behind filters. Just look at uh all these entertainers right now. When they
yeah,
die, they gonna paint them looking like a white person. That's just like with Queen Charlotte. Queen
yeah,
Charlotte probably was the most darkest person, but by the time they got through whitewashing her, she now look like a white woman. So we couldn't tell that the Queen of England, they had black bloodline DNA coming in, is in their veins.
yeah.
Just look like all these entertainers right now. Everybody wants to hide behind filters. With filters are just a delusion. But if they die the day of tomorrow, they gonna be whitewashed. Look at Nene Leaks. Nene Leaks was just as dark as I was, you know.
Right,
But
right.
now look at her right now.
Constantly
Blonde hair,
lightening her skin.
yeah, blonde hair. I mean, face looking all bleached, and not just her.
That's
A
a
lot
lot of them.
a
Yeah.
lot of people, so until we come together and say we are beautiful, just the way we are and start embracing who we are, but long as they see that we hate ourselves, then the enemy, they can work overtime
They
on
can
us because
use that. Yeah.
yeah,
I
that's
don't
what
know if
they
we're
do
going to
right
ever learn how to love ourselves and have
well
respect for ourselves. I don't know.
like I said, this is it. And like when I start talking, and I do those animation videos, they really don't catch on, but God say do it anyway because,
Yeah.
you know, some things that, you got to be careful, especially on social media because we don't own we don't own social media, even though,
Right.
we own this platform, but we don't own this right here. So you got to be
Mhm.
careful of how you put things out. So if I can do it in an animation to sit there and get the message across, how our people, it's time for our people to wake up because this is it. We are now
Yeah.
in a crisis right now. We
Yeah,
are
we
in a
are.
crisis right now. And
A serious crisis.
yes, and we see
Yeah.
now that robots and all these things is taking over, and
Yeah.
we're gonna be hiding behind the computer. As you can see right now, it's happening right now. People don't even want to come outside and touch grass. They want to hang behind the computer and when they show their face, they hate how they look. They want to use all these different filters, and
Yeah.
all that is a false evidence appear to be real. The devil wants to, long as he can keep this whitewash lie. Oh, your nose is too big. Your skin is too dark, so you use a filter. And when you use a filter, it's like a how you say, a illusion.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
really you, and when the people do see you, they gonna say, "Oh my god, you look different than what I saw," you look different in person. But
Yeah.
that's the way the devil wants to do. He wants to appear as an angel of light to
A
make us
lot of self
in
hate. A
our lives,
lot of self hate.
and
A
that's
lot of
make us
self
hate
hate.
ourselves even more.
You got to love yourself for who you are. Your
Yes,
complexion, your nose,
yes,
everything that God created about you. We got to learn how to love ourselves and
yes,
stop
absolutely.
trying to look like other people.
But it's just an illusion. That's the way
Yeah.
that he presents himself as an angel light. And that's
Yeah.
how he messed with the minds of our people. Make us feel
Yeah.
like, oh, you cannot compete with this person because you don't look prettier than this person. That's how the angel comes. He was a how you say, a pretty angel, how they say, he illuminated,
Yeah.
but now he came down here and he got our people food that you have to have a small nose, you have to have thin lips, you have to have your skin bleach in order for you to be able to fit in.
No, yeah. That's got to change at some point.
But we hate ourselves, that's
Yeah.
what the
Not
problem
enough
is.
self love. or self-respect.
Yes.
Yeah, those two things we need in our community.
Mhm.
Yep. You
But I
see
don't
Asian people,
Mhm.
Hispanic people, they look like themselves. They're not trying to change their skin complexion or
Not at all.
uh
We the only ones.
yeah, we're the ones.
Mhm.
A lot of
We
self-hate.
because that's the way that we was taught. We was taught to hate each other. That's why I say the only thing that's gonna happen, God himself got to come in and he got to take control of this because it's
Hmm.
not going to get better. If anything, it's just going to get worse.
Well, one teaches one, and then that person teaches another person. I mean, everybody that we come in contact with, we can, hey, make sure you love yourself. Have
Mhm.
respect for yourself. And pass it along.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
could pass it on, but, I think right now, this generation here is just going to be just like in the beginning with,
yeah,
the children of Israel, where some of them didn't cross over. They died in their
yeah,
wilderness. I think some of this right here just gonna have to die in their wilderness. They're not gonna be able
yeah,
to come through because, it's too much stuff that has happened.
yeah,
And I don't think that it's gonna make it because, if we really do our research, we'll see that, it wasn't no black and white. It wasn't no they or us, no ops or whatever. It wasn't about this right here. We was all one race, human race.
yeah.
But
Love yourself.
think that through colonization, through mutation, we
Right,
separating each other, and that's what I really want to go ahead and talk about. But see, stuff like this, it does not fly on these type of platforms. So you got to figure a way how to, get your message across.
right, right.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Yep.
Wow.
Self-love,
That's
self-respect
it.
is very important.
That's it. And we can come together. It's no eyes, no big eyes, no little eyes. We all are one because
Yeah,
everybody's not going nowhere, and we got to love each other, regardless, but
yeah,
we have made everything so divided, so how
yeah,
can we ever come together? And the only way that we could
yeah.
come together, like you said, self-love, unity.
Right. Well, if you don't love yourself, I don't think you're going to be able to love anybody,
Well, as long as they
or
keep
respect
making all this
anybody.
different stuff out here, we're not gonna love ourselves.
Yeah,
It's just an illusion. Look how we
yeah,
got these, people, they can't even their children. They wants to put filters on their children, eyelashes,
yeah,
makeup, and, everybody wants us according to this European standards, everybody wants to look beautiful?
yeah. Very young, teaching their kids how to not love themselves for who
So
they are. I say at very young, they're teaching their children not to love themselves.
yes, yes.
Yeah, and that's very detrimental and dangerous to our community.
Mhm.
Yep, love yourself.
And it all comes back to, all the stuff that is going on with the president, our president right now, when he
Hmm.
out there throwing a block party, for the LGBTQ community, talking about
Hmm.
discrimination, that's all a part of self-hate,
Well, yeah,
all
he
a
got
part
to
of
pander
division.
for them votes.
Mhm.
He's pandering for votes.
Yeah. So, like I say, this is it right here. This is it.
Yeah.
Can't get no worse than what it is right now. So, girl, you
Well,
got something else to say? Because we gonna come on tonight at
yeah. No,
6
I'm
o'clock.
done. I'm going to go and prepare my dinner for the day and you
Okay.
know do a few things that I need to get done. And I will see you at 6:05.
All right, girl. Thank you for coming on here.
All right. Have a great day, baby.
All right. You too. You too. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to wrap it up. It's something that I wanted to go ahead and talk about, guys. I hope you guys, like I said, just take heed of a lot of stuff that is out there. People, they try to, use our weakness, and it's time for this generation right here to say enough is enough, no longer that we going to allow these people to keep pandering us, keep putting us attached to all this, stuff that they are doing right now, in order for them to go ahead and get our vote. This time, you got to earn it, you have to earn it. You cannot come in and use this race card or discrimination, no longer this generation. This generation right here have said enough is enough. And, it makes people don't even want to come out their homes anymore, just want to just stay home because it's like it's not getting better, guys. It's getting worse. So on that note, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. Tonight I'm gonna have a show on Real Housewives of Atlanta. We're gonna go ahead and do a review on all that stuff right there. Like I say, that's where our people at. Okay, so we got to meet our people right where they are. Like I said, taking the foolish things and conform the wise, but we also have to be wise. We can't let these people continue railroading us because that's exactly what they are doing. But this generation right here have woken up and say enough is enough. Let my people go. So on that note, guys, you all be blessed.